Yeah, man, Raw gave me nothing. Gave
Yeah,
me absolutely nothing.
God damn you, Raw. Last week, it was so much drama and what's going on. We were gifted last week. We were gifted. This week, it's like Becky pulling
Nothing.
my arm right here. It's like Becky pulling my arm.
Just watch the same thing again. Just watch it again, please.
I think that we can put out last week's show and cut out the Naomi and Sasha part, and it can be the exact same show for this week.
Yeah. In fact, what did they cut out last week? Something wasn't here from last week.
Was Austin Theory a part of last week?
Lacey Evans was part of last week.
Oh yeah, she returned next week though. Huh. Maybe Lacey Evans.
No, it wasn't really. Mustafa Ali versus Theory. That whole thing was just taken out of this week. Everything else was just shuffled around.
Yeah. And they replaced Mustafa Ali with basically the Mysterios and Veer.
Oh yeah, that
was the same. That was the same thing. That was the same damn thing. And Jerry the King Lawler said the KO show.
Yep, Maurice even said exactly. Last 2 weeks have been dry outside Naomi and Sasha news. What's good? Well, what is good today, Marcus? Nothing's good.
The world is bleak and dark.
But we'll be back right after this. Seeing as I couldn't be bothered to make.
What thumbnail?
All right, there you go. There's another one.
Oh dang! I can't believe I looked at Sasha's hand. Now I'm gonna get to punch me. Damn it!
So we'll be back right after this.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe.
Hey! Oh! Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm of course Lord Manny Hayes. He is a crying white kid.
Yes, and all my privileged power. With all the white kids crying combined, I am Marcus the grand finale.
You become Captain Planet.
Yeah, but you know.
So crying kids becomes you power, gives you the power.
I'm Captain Petty, Manny. Crying kids gives me power. You try to rid the world of pollutions. I'm trying to rid the world of solutions. That's where we're at.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right. A little bummed out. We got no new news or anything for the show. It's just more.
We got kind of news. I've got a little bit of an update for Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Oh, that's great. It's Naomi and Sasha Gate. Where what are they doing next? Looks like Sasha's out partying. What's Naomi doing? Changing her name. That's what they're doing. Nothing's happening. No movement, Manny. I need excitement. I need somebody to go out and say, fuck Vince McMahon and his couch right away or something.
So given that both of them are suspended, the WWE Creative have no future plans for both Sasha Banks and Naomi. And then Fightful Select have also noted, I don't think we've mentioned it, Banks and Naomi's merchandise being pulled from WWE shop, which is a huge indication that it is just a suspension and not that they are due to be released. Very strange.
No, if you're suspended, you can make. They don't want you to make any money, and they make money off their merchandise. So pull that shit.
Yeah, and then what an interesting update that came out of this was that the tag team tournament they're going to have is going to have NXT involvement, which is coming from Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer online.
They're going to need more than that.
So they're thinking the likes of Casey and Caden. I don't think they're talking about. I don't think they're talking about Toxic Attraction
or the Bird Lady and Fran.
Yeah, I did see a strange tweet. I don't know if it has any relevance to this story, but Tiffany Stratton posted a wave kind of emoji and then added Nikita Lyons.
Oh,
Maybe
I
they
see
could be
that.
a tag team. That could be interesting, but I
Nah.
don't want to. It's too early. It's too early for Stratton and Nikita Lyons. I want to see how far this Waller and Stratton thing goes, because I think that's just perfect, and they're both annoying.
Manny, we're both in agreement here, and I believe the rest of the wrestling community and everybody out there in agreement that believes that WWE has no female talent to perform in this tournament or whatever they're trying to do, right?
Yeah, they don't. They've released half their decent things. Anytime Shotzi Blackheart got in the tag team, the person got released.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's out of track record. Don't go near Shotzi. So Manny, I have solved this problem because I don't think WWE has solved this problem. I have solved the problem, and
wait, what are you, Tyson Conco, the problem solver?
Yes, I am Tyson Conco, the problem solver. I bet you we probably look about the same right now.
I don't think you have the tribal tattoos he did.
I can get them.
Do you want them?
No, I refuse. I refuse. So here's my solution for this. The tag titles are vacant. Great. Option 1. We can remove these tag titles and throw them in said trash and never speak of them again. That is the easy solution because Vince, you do not care about tag team wrestling, and you damn sure don't care about women's tag team wrestling. So we can just end it right there and stop the charade. Okay? Let's just stop the charade. Stephanie's out too, so you can get away with it. So, 2. Here's the real solution. They need to Royal Rumble this shit, Manny. They need to Royal Rumble this shit like I've never seen them ever do it. They need to have qualifying matches or a tournament style in which it involves all the great female wrestlers of all the past. Imagine Trish and Lita coming back for one last run as a tag team. Or the Bella Twins coming back to win the titles they've never won or never got a chance to win. Or bring back the Iconics who are no longer with Impact Wrestling for one show to team up.
That does sound like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. And you can bring back these older tag teams, have them lose, but it'll also be a draw. And Manny, they will have these qualifying matches to qualify not for a tournament, but to be this year's Money in the Bank winners in their ladder match.
Ooh, maybe. Or, Marcus, you could just merge the NXT titles with the WWE titles and just call them the WWE titles and be done with it, because there are more women in NXT than ever.
Yeah. They actually have the tag team roster. And
not even a tag team roster. You can add the breakout tournament to it too.
Yeah. The winners of the breakout tournament. We can't have the Dusty Cup Classic. The Dusty Cup winners win it, right? Because they're released, right? Dakota Kai won it, I think. No, did they? No. Who won that thing?
Who did win? No, they did win it. No, they did win it.
Yeah.
It was Raquel and Cora, wasn't it?
Dakota and Cora?
No, Raquel was with Cora.
We don't know. No one cares. Again, no one cared.
I don't know what in relation to this, but I believe this is a statement that should always be true. Do whatever I say. Now let's jump off a bridge, people. Woo!
Yeah. Man, need a leader of the thing. No, but I'm saying this can work. I think this can work. You get people from all over. You can call up. You can do some Forbidden Door shit. Maybe even throw Mickie James' ass in there. She ain't got no title no more, so, just dig up, get people from Impact, get the influence. Hell, you've never had the beautiful people working WWE. Get Velvet Sky and Angelina Love on there. Just throw these random teams together. Make a spectacle out of this. Make it must-see TV in which who's coming out next. And then you throw them in that ladder match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
And
it will make people great.
This definitely sounds like Damage Control if you were to do that. Yeah. It sounds good. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a Damage Control. It erases the thought of what you're thinking about Sasha Banks and Naomi. But like, I don't think they'll do it.
No, of course not. Of course not. Do I think in a million years they would ever do anything I suggest or anything logical or anything that will be fun in the wrestling community that would involve a forbidden door and all this other stuff? They will never do anything like that. Ever. Ever. So,
all right, before we move on to Raw, what's the first makeshift tag team that you think is gonna be put into the bracket?
what's that? Say it again,
The
Manny.
first makeshift tag team that's gonna be put into the bracket.
Well, half of it will be Natty.
No, you
And
can't.
insert
Now
name here.
you can only enter once.
Natty and insert name here. I got Raquel Rodriguez and
Aaliyah.
Yeah, I was thinking Aaliyah. And then you got Shotzi Blackheart and Sonya Deville. And some random.
I would get behind that tag team.
Which
Jamal, Nikki and Doudrop don't count because they're kind of already doing something.
you gotta make up shit. Dakota's gone. Jamal, Dakota's gone. Call her Dakota, she's gone.
She
Call her back. Call her back. Call her back.
Who's on the Raw side? Lacey and someone.
Yeah, it's very thin. It's very thin.
Okay. Let's move into the Raw.
It's terrible.
Let's move into Raw, which was basically recycled from last week. Riddle cuts an emotional promo.
Raw is rerun.
Calls Roman a tribal piece of trash, and he will get his vengeance on the bloodline. And he doesn't know the future of RK Bro, but Randy, he loves you.
Yeah. All right. When Riddle was cutting a serious promo, and then he was like, "I'm gonna get revenge." How do you think he's gonna get his revenge, and do you think he's Roman's next contender?
I think he is probably Roman's next contender because we would have thought it was Randy, but I think this is the time that they're going to break up RK Bro.
Ooh.
Randy's going to come back, claim that Riddle's stolen the spotlight because Riddle's now facing Roman at one of the pay-per-views. he'll lose, and then Randy turns on Riddle. This is what's going to happen.
I don't see it happening. I don't think the turn's happening anytime soon. Maybe WrestleMania season we'll get a turn.
It's SummerSlam season. What better time to do it in SummerSlam season?
Yeah, you're right. That is Randy's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's what he likes to strike. So we could do that. Do you think Randy Orton's really injured and banged up, or do you think that was just for the right amount?
Why they just give Randy a rest? Like, why not give Randy a rest? Like, he has been actually working really hard last few weeks.
I mean, he's worked all through the pandemic. He's the one constant through this whole pandemic of all of it. On the main roster, he did
have that strange injury where he was off for like a couple of weeks.
Well, he got shot with a burning eye or whatever.
No, remember that he had like Riddle wrote like a random letter from Randy. It was written like a child wrote it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Randy was off for like a few weeks with his shoulder issues. But like, yeah, I think Randy probably been the biggest constant since pandemic outside of Drew.
Yeah, but at least Randy's changed it up a few times. Drew is still carrying Angela around, looking kind of stale. Look like a cracker stale. Not like a racist cracker, but a stale cracker. Not to sound racial. I'm just saying stale. I didn't realize what I said. I was like, he looks like a cracker. No, it's not what I meant. I did not mean to be racist.
Oh, we got a new commenter. Where did that come from?
Ooh, a king.
King Arthur says Sasha deserves better. I can't actually see that on my screen. I've got it on the YouTube feed that I have up at the same time.
Aha!
You're doing comments now because I think my feed is delayed. Sasha
deserves better. Sasha deserves what Sasha gets or whatever. I think that's equal. I'm just tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of it already. Move on. New story. They walked out. Blah blah blah. There are other things going on in the world of wrestling. until they come out with their side of it, or until a wrestler says fuck that is actually active on the WWE roster, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We're only going to hear one side of this.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to hear right now until we get the Sasha Banks podcast or something.
To be honest, I don't even think we're going to get that.
No, I don't think we get anything.
So we get Damien Priest and Rhea Ripley versus AJ Styles and Liv Morgan. I bet AJ Styles and Liv Morgan doing it too sweet made Jamal want to throw up again. The Judgment Day cut the exact same promo essentially as last week, where they started to invite anyone to join them.
Well, of all those names, who do you think is going to join, or any of them?
I would like to see Ciampa join them. But I think if you put Ciampa standing next to all three of them, including Rhea, he's going to look incredibly small.
I didn't realize how small Rhea Ripley was until she stood in the ring with Edge and Damien Priest.
Yeah, but I think Ciampa's smaller.
No, I think he's taller than Ripley. I don't know, but he's yoked out of his mind, so who knows? They cut their promo, and I think the only difference is I thought Ripley and Priest had more mic time, and Corey I think Corey Graves was teasing that he was in the group. He kept saying, "You guys need to listen to them, join them, hear what they're saying."
Well, Edge even pointed out Corey.
Yeah,
essentially one of them. But I think everyone involved in this, with the experience that's going on in this, like Edge, AJ Finn, is really going to help Liv, Rhea, and Damien Priest, I think, going forward, because I think all three are kind of weak on the mic.
Yeah.
So they'll get better. I
think this was probably some of Priest's best mic work that he's done, because he actually has a character now instead of just a guy.
Yeah.
His bad buddy sidekick on the main roster. He kind of actually has a character instead of just bringing him up and just laying there. And I think Rhea's always been a better heel than the face.
Yeah. The match itself was actually pretty good for a Raw match. And Liv being in the match, so it was actually a pretty good match.
Her and AJ had tag team moves and stuff, so it all worked out in the end.
And then they beat up AJ and Liv after the bell.
Damn. I was expecting Finn Balor to make a save, but he took the night off.
I feel like Finn Balor at times is kind of like Pac, where you don't know if they're going to be there or not.
Well, I know Pac ain't going to be there until I see someone getting attacked. And I'm like, oh, Death Triangle can reform again. Death Triangle's reunited.
And then we get, I don't know why we got this segment, to be honest. The King's Court with Jerry Lawler interviewing Veer Mahan.
Yeah, unless Veer Mahan was going to rip Jerry the shreds, I didn't want to see this segment, which I was hoping he put Jerry in the hospital, which I thought they're not going to do that. He had a heart attack on TV. They're not going to have Jerry caught it off again.
No, but when he snatched that microphone out of Jerry's hand and it bumped Jerry's nose, I was like, ooh.
You fucking with Veer. You fucking with Veer.
And then
I was ready to release a statement. The world has asked for this monster to be released. And this is what you get.
Well, I love this because we haven't spoke about it in a while, but how diverse Raw has got. They're promoting a Nigerian giant. A Nigerian giant who has done more for Nigeria than Apollo Crews in his fake accent.
Yeah.
Idiot. And then they're pushing Veer Mahan, who is an Indian powerhouse, which basically is and I'm happy AEW has got their diversity issues figured out, because it is more diverse and more the people of color are getting TV time.
Yeah.
Whether they win or lose is another story, but the diversity as a whole through wrestling or mainstream wrestling has started to get better.
It's a lot better, and you get all types of representation on all shows, and this is including AEW. You get some good you get some decent representation. Do they win? No, over there.
Yeah,
you get some solid representation everywhere. It's a good time to be it's the best time to be a minority wrestler ever.
Could you do me a favor? Could you pull up the comment by Levi that says a mindless Nigerian giant, Manny, Still racist. That's not diverse. I don't think that's racist.
I don't think he's mindless either.
I don't think it's mindless. He's just got better. What's it? It's not like he's not like Umaga where he was out of control.
Yeah, he's not savage. He actually has control of his actions, and he seems calculating. Like even in the match with MVP and Bobby Lashley, he laid that clothesline, played it off like he didn't do it. Yeah. He has style. He actually has fashionable clothes, and he just has a mouthpiece. I don't consider him a savage. Now Veer might be a savage.
Veer's a savage, but like this week he proved he can talk and not like and he speaks really good English, like he's lived in America for a very long time.
Speaking of which, me too. When the mic flew, I was like, oh.
Veer was pissed.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with it. And then the Mysterios come. He said he took out the Mysterios because Ray's become weak because all he does is look after his little baby boy.
Back to Levi with Omos. He didn't lose to stupidity. He lost because of brute strength. Brute strength cost him that match. It wasn't like, oh damn, I lost because I fell out the ring or something or got hit. It was more like, oh, that was a fluke. And Bobby, as MVP kept saying, you out here lying, or as he's trying to be hip and say capping. And I was like, man, you too old to be saying cap MVP. You out here lying. You didn't win that match. You survived that match.
Well, it's true. And that's the whole thing. You can't. This was a cop-out way to make. So Omos lost, but like didn't lose like with Bobby Lashley dominating him.
Yeah.
And I think that was a smart way to book that segment. I think you still continue to that Omos remains dominant, which is what they're trying to achieve. So Omos is only going to look better from this.
Yeah. Omos is just a giant. It's not. I don't think I think if you had him come out one day and stare down the undisputed champion Roman Reigns, the crowd will react. That's pretty much it. It's like, oh shit, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be in Money in the Bank. I got Omos in Money in the Bank.
I don't.
I think he's going to qualify for Money in the Bank. He's not going to do much in there, but it would be like, oh man, what are they going to do with the Nigerian Giant now that he's in Money in the Bank?
Possibly.
Him and Bobby both are going to be in there.
Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Ash happened. WWE remind us that they are very disappointed in Sasha Banks and Naomi during this spot as Nikki Ash.
Well, there was a time to do it. It would be here.
They had a decent little match. Bliss wins to retain or continue some momentum since returning.
Yeah, whatever. It was whatever. I thought that she was gonna drop the superhero gimmick as soon as Doudrop got into her life, but nope, she doubled down on it. It seemed like this week.
Yeah, I think they're basic. I think they're just gonna drag it out till they need to remove it.
Yeah.
I can see in the chat it's just Levi being Levi. So the countdown has got to the correct time. It's now time for Cody Rhodes and The Miz.
Oh, I don't know. I felt like the countdown was a little early. They couldn't even get this right. They had this match. It was a very sloppy match. I thought they were fucking up a lot.
Yeah, I think the interesting part was the promos that led to it, which is Miz and Seth, where Miz stated much like Seth, he's sick of Cody Rhodes and he doesn't trust men with neck tattoos. Seth's getting more annoyed at Cody, whether it's the pyro or the Cody clock.
Everybody had Unbridged with the Cody clock tonight.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. The match was trash. I didn't really enjoy it.
I wouldn't say it's trash. I would say
it was pretty trashy. I was not entertained. They were botching, and it was like, it didn't really get out of second gear. I didn't believe Miz had
most Miz matches don't. Most Miz matches would have some type of interference very early into that match. So
they just waited to the end for the
I think it was like a 2.5 star match.
I'm going to say this. I want to say that the story was better. That's where I was going at with this. Basically, the story, the betrayals of these characters were better than the actual match execution. Like the fact that they show Cody hand the belt to a kid, and then Seth goes and gets the belt, and then he speaks to win it, and then Cody, a beaten, battered Cody, goes and gives the kid back the belt. I thought that was a good babyface move and a good look. I thought Seth, looked like a monster, and him and Miz, I thought they executed that. And then in the back, when they interviewed Cody, he had a pretty good promo about, how you got to kill me in that case. If you want to take me down, you want to kill me, Seth. There's gonna be more. I'm still here.
So
and I thought all that worked.
There was something very interesting after Cody handed that belt back to the kid. He calls over the ref. Because he was like, I don't need any help. He walks over to the kid, hands the belt, and then he suddenly needs help from the ref. Do you think the adrenaline finally ran off after getting whipped so hard? And then suddenly he thought the black referee was Brandy.
He was getting cussed. Thank you, Brandy. I am not Brandy. Oh, I'm sorry, Red Velvet.
Am I right? In my thinking?
Yeah. Cody was just out of it. I will say that, but I enjoyed that segment of him just not being able to make it up the ramp and him selling the injury and going to the kid. I was like, that was a touching moment. That was almost Superman-esque.
Yeah.
And they really do believe in this Cody and the Cody clock, and he's again telling a solid story, but I didn't really appreciate this match at all. I didn't like the match at all.
It may be the worst Cody match since he's come back.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. Ezekiel versus Chad Gable. Marcus, I hate this finish. I recall complaining about it last week.
The Usos, right?
Yeah. Where people get when the other person or the manager gets thrown out from ringside, and then the person in the ring decides to protest this decision.
Yes.
And then suddenly they lose by roll-up. So to double down this week, 2 people got thrown out from ringside in separate occasions, one after the other, and then roll-up victory. I hate this.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, the Manny spot." they throwing him out. They don't even make it up the ramp before you finish throwing them out. Please give me a commercial break, damn it! It's a horrible spot. I hate it too.
This was basically if you're on Windows, a Control C, Control V, or if you're on Mac, Command C, Command V.
Cut and paste here. It was terrible.
Cut and paste. It was horrible. Then we've already covered the Bobby Lashley versus Omos, where the winner basically picks his stipulation for the match.
Sometimes Levi says things, and I'm always shocked about the positivity that he brings to it randomly. And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Bobby's doing all right. He's doing okay.
I don't know. I'm not sold by this Bobby face.
I'm not either. I'm okay, but it's not
because and do you know anytime Bobby's face? Do you know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
That time he sided with Donald Trump at WrestleMania 23. I will never forget it. I will never forget it.
He had a choice, okay? He would either side with Vince McMahon and Armando Alejandro Estrada and Umaga, or Steve Austin and Donald Trump.
Yeah, I bad decisions all around.
Bobby's always going to be a heel because he has a MAGA hat. Inside his big ass head.
So we get to the main event, which is Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Earlier in the night, we got Becky Lynch's suggestion to Adam Pearce to strike last week's match off the record, which I always love when people try and get this removed.
There is no record. There is no record. There is no record in the WWE. They have never showed it. They have never showed it. If they have shown records ever in the WWE, it's only when they're referring to Goldberg or the Undertaker streak. Those are the only records you have ever seen ever in WWE. I want it straight for the record books.
And then what was the other thing? So she said she still hasn't got the green hair removed from her hair.
I was blind for 2 days. My favorite line is, you need to reverse it. You should reverse the decision. And Pierce goes, you know I can't do that. He was like, I know you can't, but I said you should. It's a stupid line, but it makes sense.
And then Asuka, they need to do something better with Asuka in the back. Get her a mouthpiece or something. I can't have her like
Asuka yelling. Why?
Big time Bex, I turned into big time baby.
Hey, that made me laugh. I don't know why.
That made me laugh.
When she went from the men to big time Bex to big time baby Benjamin Button. I feel like that's where we should have went with that. But they go out there and they wrestle.
They wrestled a better match than they did last week, but they had more time. What is with everyone trying to win by count out recently? Why is that a recurring theme?
I like to think the count out victory is a new 3-pointer in the wrestling. Everybody's taking a shot at it. Everybody's going, it's not a bad decision. If I knocked you out for 10 seconds, that means I knocked you out for 10 seconds. I think that's a good way to win. You want to brawl to the outside? You want to dive on the outside? You're risking count out, buddy, because that's the way I'm wrestling.
Well, that's how I try and win 4-on-4s in WWE 2K22, because I hate every tag match variant on that game. It's just impossible.
It's really hard. Just keep me in the match. I'll take my ass off it.
You got to win by submission in those matches. That's how you do it. But
I would love for there to be the count out victory guy. Just the guy. I want to win by count outs.
It's Sami Zayn. That's his whole gimmick now.
Yeah, that's his whole gimmick now. Yeah. Who's a part of the bloodline? We didn't.
I love it. I love it. So I think it was Esteban who put the picture of young Usos with young Roman and then young Sami.
In the back. If they made that shirt, I would buy it. I would buy that shirt because it's so stupid.
But yeah, I want an updated Bloodline shirt with all the gold. Much like that amazing Bailey and Sasha video t-shirt where they had all the gold.
Yeah. Manny, I have a question. Bloodline now has all the titles. Did that make Raw better for you or worse?
Not when you give me a cut and paste from last week.
And did you care that Sami Zayn just showed up on Raw without any explanation whatsoever?
No, I didn't care. I didn't care. He was with the Bloodline. It made sense.
It doesn't make sense. He's not officiating with the Bloodline.
Did you see him dancing with the Usos? Tell me that wasn't great.
It was great, but he's not officially a member. That means he doesn't have any gold, which means he can't travel show for show. Rules are rules, damn it. Rules are rules.
He can if he's their assistant or acquaintance.
My point is abolish the brand split. Anybody can show up on any show.
Yeah, so that was Raw. It wasn't good.
Yeah. I would say watchable at best would be the A. They were going against an NBA game that was a blowout too. I was like, this is terrible. Jeez, there's nothing on tonight.
And that's about it. Like, I haven't got anything else to talk about this show.
No, I pitched my tag team idea. We talked about Raw. Nothing happened. No news story. God,
well, we do have something coming up, Marcus.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, end of June, we've got King of the Ring watch along. King of the Ring 1998 watch along with the big Ross man, possibly the bigger Eric if he's around. We also have this Thursday, the return. We're doing it again.
Yes.
This time, more dangerously. Toupee Suicida.
Yes.
On May, it's supposed to be May 29. But we won't be doing a show because that's the day of Double or Nothing.
Yeah. But this is the less advertised version of this. This is like WrestleMania 2. that people kind of gloss over every single time.
Yeah. So we'll be donning toupees. I believe Marcus got a new toupee. I cannot be bothered to get a new toupee. I will not be judged by an Amazon delivery man again. I refuse.
I have tried to decide which one I want to use, and I will be getting both of them today through my Amazon Jeff Bezos carrier, and I will make that choice. I want to see, full design. How do I want to go?
So yeah, that was the show. Tomorrow, Marcus is back with ETE with Jamal, who is in the chat right now. I will be back again with Marcus on Thursday for the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, and Toupee Suicida will be back again on Raw is Retro on Friday. And there will be no Saturday The Sharpshooters Wrestling podcast, as we've mentioned on Saturday, but probably you haven't watched it because you don't care about our views.
You guys don't work Saturdays. Respect to the Saturday show.
But there'll be no show on Saturday, but we do have something special coming out for you with the Big Ross Man.
Oh, we're not going to reveal what it is? It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Okay.
But it could lead to further videos. So make sure you pay attention on Saturday. Make sure you like the video on Saturday. Make sure you comment on what you want us to do further with that video. I am not saying what it is.
Just subscribe and you'll know when it pop up in your feed.
Well, we got an additional subscriber today. We're on 213. So we're rising quite quickly now.
Long Beach area code.
So, yeah. Well, Levi said he could do a Double or Nothing preview show. He's free. No, we don't take biased reviews.
I think that would be the perfect show where you go. It's called the Double or Nothing preview show, where Levi will double down on this AEW pay-per-view, which I'm going to be attending.
I will leave the room. If he took too highly.
He will double down on all his takes, and most of us are going to be like, nothing. That's another tag match.
And then when that show gets 0 views,
I'm just shocked how poorly they advertised his Hardy and Young Bucks match.
I think they should have done
that
more
would have
build
been
to
the
that.
money. Yeah,
I think they should have done more build to that. They could have done something so much better for that. To be honest,
they were just like, that's where we're going with it. Oh, okay.
Like that was huge. Like a couple of years ago, going into what was it, Supercard of Honor before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that was a huge build.
If Levi could commit, I would honestly risk the safety of my health and do the Scorpion Deadlock podcast, because I think that is a hilarious show in which it will be 100% pro AEW and 1,000% anti WWE, except for apparently Bobby Lashley and Cody.
I will do what he does and put horrible takes into the chat.
I would love to be in that universe. I would love to go into the multiverse of madness and do the Scorpion Deathlock show. We'll do the theme song backwards.
Oh, I wonder if his continued beef with Montez Red Cup will continue. He seems to beef with everyone. I'm glad he's not in my case anymore.
I would love for the show to be the Scorpion Deathlock, Montez and Levi. Let's go. Just let it go. Just let them have it.
But yeah,
Scorpion Deathlock would be amazing.
That is the end of the show. We could have been done once again in 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, this was closest. This is the closest we get to a Raw's retro as being a normal Raw. This was that passable of a Raw. I hope their ratings show it too. I hope they get the lowest ratings in Raw history, which is always a comment every other 3 or 4 weeks. It's the lowest demo they've ever did. You know, they lost to news and shit.
Yeah, I don't project this video to do very well today either. To be honest,
no. I mean, not even in clips.
No, I'm not. What clips?
Yeah. No, we're
Yeah.
terrible.
So yeah, that's the end of today's show. We'll be back when you see us. Marcus, you need to do that graphic again, to be honest.
What graphic?
The what's coming up for the rest of the week graphic.
Oh, yeah. I can do it every week, but I don't.
I don't think you need to do it every week. I think it repeats. It was only different because it was only different because you had a guest on.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be back.
Why don't you just use the same graphic then, Manny? We have the image saved on the drive. We can just
because you need to remove because we'll continue that joke of you false advertising every week.
It could be like the Matt Damon joke on Jimmy Kimmel. We didn't have time for Matt Damon. Sorry, Maurice, we didn't have time for you. Advertise every week.
I was about to play It's Business, but let's not. Yeah, let's get out of here. We'll see you when we'll see you.
Just run away.
Peace.